It's been a struggle lately to get out, but I was talking to him this morning. I was like, Lord, whatever you put in front of me, I'll be happy with. Oh man, I'm gonna watch that shot real quick. Knock another head. Just in case. Alright, so I just nabbed me a doe. But, as you can see, so I'll show you a little bit what I got going on here. So, this is a creek drainage that flows all the way back into a river, the bigger river system. So, this morning, in the field to my right here, I'm kind of on the field, I'm on the field edge. Tuck back in here a little bit, just because sometimes these deer, they'll go out into the edges of these fields, and I kind of like to try to keep tabs on where they're going in and out of for later in the season. But this morning when I got here, I was fumbling around with this dang camera arm right here on the tree, and the stuff's kind of still new to me, so I'm still learning a system with it as far as setting it up, and I fumbled it a little bit, made a little bit of noise. Well, there was some deer, I guess, that had already walked out into this field this morning, which I expected them to, but right whenever they did, I guess that's when I was messing with that camera arm, and I noticed that the first big doe, she just stopped, and she never blew, never threw her head up or nothing. But that was also the way that I accessed in, and she just knew something wasn't right, so I seen her take off and hit the wood line. Well, that same group of does circled me all the way this back edge over here, all the way into this creek, and they came up over my left shoulder. That's the first group of deer I seen. And the next group, man, I couldn't even tell you how many of them was in there. I'll go back and count later, but pretty much they went on, and I said, Lord, if it's in your will, just bring one of them over this way, because all back through this, I mean, they come up out of that river bottom. All through this, there's a bunch of these branches that I just, not unless they're about 15 yards, I don't want to shoot through, just because it's so thick and condensed in here. And I just said, Lord, if it's in your will, bring me one this way. And sure enough, 15 yards across this drainage, he gave me one. And I think it's 16 yards, 15 or 16 yards. And my wrist was making a little noise, and I seen her throw her head up one time, which I have a northeast wind, so it's kind of favorable, but I don't know if it was swirling, and she kept throwing that nose up. So I said, oh man, if I don't do it now or never, she give me one step, put her face down towards the creek, and I let her have it. So now I got a clean pass through, and we're gonna go get down there in just a minute and go look at blood. So just make sure there ain't nothing else moving. I've seen 2 little bucks this morning. I don't know how good I got that one on camera. So there's the tree I was just in, and here is the little drainage. So you can see it is way over your head. I'm gonna go look at the arrow. Alright, so So here's the arrow. Let's see. Old Thunderhead. Let's see. Come on now. Thunderhead. Still intact. I think we're good. I think it's a good hit. Camera won't focus. But I'm gonna look for blood and I'll get back with y'all. Not the best exit. But we found some buzzards and they had done picked its butt. And then on this side, it's probably what, 250 yards, done picked its dang eye out. There's my entrance. It's a little far back, but yeah. So that's the fun part. To do a little recap here before we go and skin it out, because I'm gonna have to work it up here where she's been laying a little bit. Tracking went pretty good. She went a little bit further than I initially wanted her to. Um, as you can see, I don't know if the footage was any good or not of me finding that arrow, but I hit just a touch back. I still lunged her, but ended up coming out a little bit of the guts on the exit injury or exit wound. So by the time I ended up getting down, of course, giving her a few minutes to expire, um, I tracked her probably, I would say, 75 yards. And the blood at first, it was really kind of drippy. It was bright red. I seen a little bit on the arrow of gut. That's what kind of worried me a little bit. And then the blood just started picking up. Uh, by the time that I had actually got my dad involved, it was about, I'd say, 10 o'clock. Um, shot that doe at, it was 8:54 because I texted him at 8:56. Hey, got one. After I had settled down, so that still gets me worked up. If it don't, shouldn't be doing it. But so just in that little bit of time, as we were tracking that deer, she went and died. But when we finally made it to that doe, there was a mess of buzzards already on it. It had done picked its eyeball out and the rear end of it. So that shows you. And honestly, at that point in the tracking, the blood was almost petering out into this kind of clear cut or overcut, whatever you want to call it, meadow, and it's really, really getting hard to pick up on that blood. Me and Dad, and if it wouldn't have been, I caught one of those buzzards moving like a little bit of brown or something black off of it, and I was like, oh no, my first initial thought was she ain't dead. So I quickly knocked an arrow, clipped onto my release, and started, because I thought maybe she had stood up, and what was blocking me and her was like this, I don't even know, it's just like a really thick shrub bush. So I kind of crept around it, and then more buzzards started flying off of it. And I was like, okay, she's got to be laying there. So the more closer I got to it, the more buzzards kept flying up. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But luckily, that's all they got was one eye and a little bit of the, like I said, they had picked the rear end and guts out. But I think we're fine. Our mate's fine. That's one reason why I kind of want to do this recap now. just because I'm gonna go ahead. It's 62. She's been laying there for like a few hours, so I just kind of want to go ahead and before it gets any hotter today. It's not supposed to get above 70, but I want to go ahead and get it worked up. That way we got other things we want to do today and stuff. So we're just thankful that it panned out like it did this morning. Uh, it was a great hunt. We seen all kinds of deer, seen some bucks this morning, seen some ones we didn't really know what were. I mean, what size they were. A couple coons, and I heard some turkeys this morning too. I never could see them though. But yet, we're thankful for what the Lord's blessed us with. And we're running low on some meat, so we're gonna get her get her cut up this evening and maybe tomorrow, and hopefully as good as it was going this morning, I may go out again in the morning. So I, I'm just really thankful that we ended up finding her because anytime you're tracking like that and blood changes like that, if you archery hunt or bow hunt, whatever you want to call it, you just when blood changes and it goes from just absolutely pouring to petering off or just not steady, leaves you very worrisome, and you you kind of start getting really bad gut feelings. But thankfully, it worked out for us this morning. So